Yo, welcome to Physics with Vinay.
Hi, I'm Vinay Uppal and I'm back with season 2. This is the 5th episode in the prediction series, and in this episode, I've brought to you a question based on a Veritasium video. I've attached the link in the description. You can take a look at the Veritasium video. So, our point of interest from this video is this equation whose screenshot I've shared here. So, the thrust force is equal to, we know it's equal to V dm by dt. But there's a second term that is appearing in this equation according to this Veritasium video. So that term is usually not taught or never taught during the course of your JEE study. But the physics behind it is very straightforward. So that's why I've made a question based on that. The second term is basically the contribution of the difference in exhaust pressure and atmospheric pressure to the rocket thrust force. So let's take a look at the question. Consider a fixed toy rocket as shown in the figure. So this is a toy rocket that is fixed. The rocket has a combustion chamber where gas or fuel is produced, which then flows out and exits out of the nozzle. So this is the gas chamber and the gas is flowing out, and this blue area is the nozzle area. The exit area of the nozzle A is a variable that needs to be chosen to maximize the thrust force on the rocket. So we need to choose the area in such a manner that the thrust force, which includes both the terms, remember, that thrust force is maximized. The pressure of the gases exiting the nozzle is PE and the atmospheric pressure is P0. The thrust force is the sum of the forces due to the momentum of the gases exiting the nozzle as well as the pressure difference. The pressure difference in the exhaust pressure and the atmospheric pressure. And the question says the gas can be treated as an incompressible fluid in laminar flow. So that means we can apply our fluid dynamics here. And the question is asking us to compute the value of the exhaust pressure to the atmospheric pressure when the thrust force is maximized. So that is what we are going to do here. We're going to write the net force, the net thrust force, including the contribution of the pressures. And then we are going to look to maximize that with respect to the nozzle area. So let's take a look at the solution. So first thing that we're going to do is write down the thrust force, and let's see where that second term in the Veritasium video equation comes from that we just saw. So force is equal to, I already know one term is because of the momentum outflow of the gases, so V dm by dt. Now if I were to just quickly draw the rocket, and let's see what effect does the pressure of the gases have on the thrust force. So I have an opening of area A, this is the nozzle opening, and gas is coming out here with pressure PE. So clearly there will be a force of PE times area to the left. We are writing the entire thrust force to the left. So I can write V dm by dt plus PE times A. And what about the atmospheric force? So I have an atmospheric force or atmospheric pressure rather of P0 everywhere, and you must have encountered this in fluid mechanics that if you have a curved surface with some opening, let's say of area A, and you want to calculate the force due to the atmospheric pressure on this curved surface or any uniform pressure, the force is going to be that uniform pressure into the projected area. And the projected area for this curved surface is for the blue curved surface is that green area, which is P0 into A. And that will be to the right hand side. So here it will be minus P0 into A. And this is where the second term in that Veritasium video comes from. So this term is usually neglected. I'll tell you a little bit more about the second term and why it doesn't appear in our usual JEE equations at the end of the video. So for now, let me just take area as common here. And let me write it as in this manner. Now the quantities that depend on the nozzle area is the exhaust velocity and the exhaust pressure. dm by dt is mass flowing per unit time that is determined by the property of the gas chamber. That is a fixed quantity now because it won't depend on whatever nozzle area we choose. And of course atmospheric pressure is a constant. So when I differentiate f with respect to area, because I'm going to find the maxima, so I'm going to set the derivative to be 0, I'll have dv by dA and dm by dt is a constant. plus product rule here, P minus P naught plus dPe by dA times area. So this is the derivative of the thrust force with respect to the area, and I'll set this to 0. Now I need to calculate the derivative of, I have two derivatives here, velocity ka derivative and pressure ka derivative with respect to the area. In order to do that, I don't explicitly know the dependence of pressure and velocity on area. However, I still have a relation between pressure and velocity via the Bernoulli's equation. Remember, the question said and asked us to treat the gas as incompressible fluid flow. So what I can do is I can write PE plus half rho V squared is a constant. What does this even mean? The left hand side is basically energy per unit volume. This is what the Bernoulli's equation says, that the energy per unit volume along a streamline remains the same. Here, of course, I'm neglecting the effect of gravity on gases. So here, once again, the energy flowing per unit volume will be determined by the gas chamber. It won't have anything to do with what nozzle area we choose. So that is why I have written right hand side as a constant. That is a constant with respect to the nozzle area. So if I differentiate this with respect to the nozzle area, I will immediately get a relation for the derivatives between the pressure derivative and the velocity derivative. This should be equal to 0, and therefore dPe by dA is equal to minus rho V dV by dA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this expression here, and let's see what we get. I'm just going to go to the next slide. So my dF by dA, I'll just write it down once more, had come out to be dV by dA times dm by dt, which was a constant, plus PE minus P naught times area, plus area times dPe by dA. And we had dPe by dA, the pressure derivative from Bernoulli's equation was minus rho V dV by dA. So this term, let's just analyze that term. So A times dPe by dA becomes minus rho AV dV by dA by substituting this expression. So here you have to realize that you should be able to recognize rather a familiar term, rho AV. Area into velocity is the volume flowing per unit time. This is the volume flow rate. And therefore density into area velocity will be mass flowing per unit time. That's nothing but dm by dt. So this term simply becomes dm by dt times dv by dA with a negative sign, and therefore both these terms, the first and the third term in the expression for the derivative of the force, are going to cancel out. So what we'll be left with is dF by dA is simply PE minus P naught times area, and this should be 0 for maximum force. So PE by P naught should be 1. So we need to choose the nozzle area such that the exhaust pressure matches the atmospheric pressure. At that point, you have maximized the entire thrust force. So I hope you've understood how we used Bernoulli's equation to relate, and we took the derivative of Bernoulli's equation to find a relation between the derivatives of pressure and velocity with respect to the nozzle area. Now, why does this term never appear in questions relating to JEE? Probably because my guess is that it is assumed in textbooks that this condition for exhaust pressure being equal to the atmospheric pressure is always met. That is how rockets are usually designed in order to maximize the thrust force, even on a practical level. But I hope you've understood on how to include the pressure terms. It's a very simple term there. And if a JEE question includes gas pressure while talking about rocket propulsion, then make sure you include that second term. So that's it for today. See you guys. Good night.